Hi, ever wonder what it's like to work another profession or live in the underworld? Listen to unsuspecting riders give a 10 to 15 minute personal masterclass as I spontaneously interview them as they enter my taxi. I'm your host, Simon Rushton, and this is Taxi Chronicles. Morning. Yes, we're back with another episode, another rider. Today we have the lovely Amanda here, and she's in the catering business, and she's worked with, was it Gordon Ramsay? Jamie Oliver, who trained her. So we're just going to hear her story and just take it from there. So here you are. Nice to have you here today, Amanda.
Thanks for having me.
Okay, so Amanda, first of all, tell us, what kind of child were you at school?
I was the cheeky type, I think. I was more getting in trouble but being cheeky about it. So I wasn't too bad, let's put it that way. I got away with a few things.
If you went back to school now, would the teacher be happy to see you?
Yeah, definitely actually, yeah.
Okay, so you weren't that bad then?
No.
Okay. Have you still carried on with that cheekiness in life? Or?
I think it's got me a bit far where I need to be, where I'm going, shall I say.
Okay. And where is that you're going?
I think my personality is driving me towards my success, should I say. So I'm doing, like I said, my own catering business. And I think a lot of people are getting to hold, vibe with me. Okay. See where I'm going with the food industry.
When did you first realise that you wanted to be in the catering business?
Funny enough, actually, bringing it back to the school question. When I was in school, I wrote a little menu. I think I was 8 years old, and it was actually quite a very good menu for my age, should I say. And I think since then I've just wanted to carry it on. I haven't seen myself doing anything else, really.
Okay, that's good. So from 8 years old, did you plan your route to be a chef?
Just put it that way. I think I was always a cook, but I think once I got a bit older, I wanted to make it more professional. So I've done that. But I think Mum always wanted me to be like a judge or a police officer or something. Okay.
Love mothers, you gotta love them.
Yeah.
Okay, so what route of education did you take? GCSEs, A-levels, A-levels?
I done my GCSEs, and
how many did you get?
They, being honest, they was not the best. I went back to college and I rebooted myself. Okay. I got my English, I got my maths. The classes that I took, I passed, but anything else I did not. So it wasn't until I decided to go back to college and work on myself a bit more. I got my maths and English, and then I went off to do an apprenticeship, chef apprenticeship with Jamie Oliver.
And how did you get onto that? So there's many people who die to do an apprenticeship.
So I went online just to type in chef apprenticeships. I was supposed to go to Croydon College, but I saw Jamie Oliver was looking for people like me. So I just decided to apply for it, not thinking that, honestly, I didn't think I was going to get it.
When you said people like me, what's me?
Who feel that their GCSEs wasn't the best and they just didn't know where to go, I was just constantly in and out of retail jobs, bored as hell. Okay. And then I finally just found my calling, I guess. Mm-hmm.
So how did you feel when you realised you were going to be working with a renowned chef, a public figure?
I was not starstruck, but I was what? I couldn't believe it, because I actually didn't think I was going to get it. But I had to write a recipe to get on there to the course, and I guess my recipe was good enough.
How long was the course?
1 year. 1 year. So in that 1 year, I done, literally, they told me, 3,704 hours.
Really?
In 1 year, yeah.
Okay, it's probably over the rate.
Yeah, well, it's on an apprenticeship.
Did you was it so apprenticeship? Did you get paid for that?
Not the best, but it's all about the experience, you know.
Yeah, that reference will carry you a long way.
It's all about the experience.
How was Jamie Oliver as a person?
Awesome. He was a good guy, actually. Good guidance figure. He wasn't like, it's not like I was working with him side by side, but he used to come into the restaurant and like just help us, give us advice. The most work I've done with him, actually, we went to his house.
Oh, okay.
And gated, 2 gates to get through to his door.
What area was it?
Essex.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't think I should be saying that, actually.
No, it's Essex. You're not saying the borough, or you're not saying the address, so it's okay.
It's awesome. He's got like what's it called? Like a farm. He's got a farm and he's got like a veg patch, which is like so huge. Like it supplies like all the restaurants that he has.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah, it's good, isn't it? See, saving money.
He's really worked out.
Yeah. All the fruit and veg, honestly, you could possibly think of, apart from like things like pineapples and things that can't grow here, but.
So he hasn't got a greenhouse?
Basically like a huge greenhouse and workers with employees actually that do the farming for him every day.
Okay, I suppose he can't do it all.
Yeah, it's got a lot of acres.
All right. I always get Gordon Ramsay and Jamie Oliver mixed up. Not that I'm
I don't think you should. I don't think you should be saying that. Because they're always warring, always battling, yeah.
Really?
Gordon calls him the fat chef. How could he be a naked chef if he's a fat chef?
Okay.
And Jamie just thinks he's an idiot, really.
Okay, well maybe it's just...
So it's a love-hate relationship,
Love-hate. It's probably to keep the viewers in.
Yeah, definitely. And they are the 2 biggest chefs of Britain, isn't it, really?
What did you learn that you wish you knew when you started, when you were working on the training program?
What did I know? That is actually no joke. Like I thought I was gonna go onto the course and it's just gonna be smiles and they're gonna bly me a lot of the times, but it really wasn't like that. I had to learn discipline and boundaries that I never knew before.
In what sense?
So put it this way, as an adult, if someone's talking to you crazy, like my head chef, he'll talk to me crazy, throw pans and pots at me. And I literally have to, be like, yes, chef. No, chef. But, I can't argue back or anything like that. I just really had to just learn discipline. That this is just a job. They're training me to become like a monster, like an animal in the kitchen. And
do you feel that that's an unprofessional environment, though? If you go to work for someone, why should they be abusing you at the same time?
Because of how I was. Like I said, I was quite cheeky, so I did answer back a lot, and I didn't really know my place sometimes, and I just feel...
What would you say was your place?
I don't know. I think just to be there, to work. As he would say, it's to listen, because if you're not listening, you're getting things wrong, and he can't afford to get things wrong. We're wasting food. The customers always come first, So if he thinks that the customers aren't coming first and we're wasting food, we're playing around, then we're not getting the best quality out of us,
Okay. So if you were training somebody, would you train them on the same way, same manner?
Definitely. Absolutely.
Okay.
I just feel like, for a lot of them anyway, the people that I was on the course with, a lot of them didn't have that home life where they were taught, maybe not to answer back and to, know their place and things like that. There were kind of a few rebels. Like, we had one guy, he just literally came out of prison on the day he came to Jamie Oliver's apprenticeship on our first ever day. So he's obviously not used to that environment. But now he's like, he's a top chef in London Central.
But he's probably used to a hostile environment, but he's probably not used to
people
taking the abuse.
Oh yeah, definitely.
He's going to give as much.
Taking instructions, especially, like, he was not used to that at all. Literally, I remember they put like a bunch of herbs in front of us. I got them right, but he had no idea what these things were. you know. And now he could probably growing his own little herbs in his garden.
Okay.
You know.
Okay.
So that's the difference. What I'm talking about. That kind of discipline that is given that you won't be able to get anywhere else.
So, well, you can probably
apart from home, obviously, your parents, obviously, but
and the military.
yeah,
organisations.
yeah, definitely. But that's what it is. That's what we call it, a brigade. I don't know what would you call it?
Yeah, brigade's a military word.
Yeah, well, we call it a brigade as well.
Okay.
Because our head chef, he is leading us.
Yeah.
And if we're not listening, things are going wrong.
Did you find the camaraderie?
Commie chef, see, that's another thing. So they call them commie chefs.
So what, all the lower chefs are called commie chefs?
Yeah, I was lower. When I was an apprentice, I was lower than a commie chef.
Yeah. So you was like the dishwasher.
Yeah, pretty much.
But then that's also a test of character.
Oh yeah.
Can you be a dishwasher and for how long?
We had to do it. I had to do it for a week. You know, it's not long, but honestly, why he made me do it is because I was constantly going on about, I wasn't taking the KPs as like part of the team. And they are, because without them, I promise you, some things could not go on.
What's the KPs?
Kitchen porters. So you kind of like class them as the lower bunch, but
they're the ones who bring you the food.
Yeah, no, they bring you like pots and pans, and they sweep behind you, and they peel the potatoes. You know.
But you didn't have respect for them.
Yeah, you know.
So he said,
get on KP.
Go in the kitchen duty and scrub the potatoes or whatever.
Yeah. Pots, and I'm talking big pots,
yeah.
And they burn them, and I've got to scrub it clean, and till this day I'll never forget it. And now I got so much respect for KPs.
Was there ever a moment where you felt like, I don't want to do this anymore, I've made a mistake?
Yeah.
And why did you stay?
It's the passion. I always say, like, you cannot get into this job without any passion for food. And honestly, I could be having like the worst shift, and if someone like, from the crowd or whatever, from the customer comes up to you and they just tell you that the food was amazing, it could change your whole mood. It can change your whole mood, honestly. And it drives you to be better, because you want more of those compliments, because the food is good, but it's good when you hear it.
So it's the same kind of thing as like getting a like on Facebook,
yeah,
social media.
Kind of.
It's is it endorphins or Doberman dose or something they call it?
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah. Okay. So that's the desire. Okay. That's good. Did anybody drop off the course?
Yes.
How many were they started, and how many when you finished?
All right. So. Sorry, we do 18, so 18 people join the course. This time around when I was on it, there was only 5 girls and the rest of them were all boys. I was the only girl to graduate.
Okay. So what do you reckon the problem was for the girls?
I think with the girls, you got to kind of be tough when you get into the kitchen. Like, you can't. Okay, well, you can, but I wouldn't go and ask one of the guys, can you get me, I don't know, like a 25 kilo bag of potatoes? You handle it yourself. You make sure you do it yourself. It's quicker that way.
So that comes to the question that your upbringing with only brothers, and them being very rough and tumble,
yes,
played a big part
definitely
in being able to take abuse and give it back.
Definitely. I do hold my own.
Okay, I hear you. That's very, very interesting. Would you recommend it to a younger person, and if so, what would be your advice to them?
I would recommend it to a younger person, but only if I see that they have a passion for cooking. You cannot go into the kitchen if you don't have a passion for cooking. It will never work. You'll just leave, and this is exactly what happened to the people that came off the course. They didn't have a big enough passion for the job role, and they'll just leave. But if it was a younger person, I would tell them to definitely join it, learn to become something better, something different that you couldn't imagine. And see,
when I was in school, the first work experience I was going to have was for a chef company.
Yeah.
And I was going to be a trainee chef. This was in the 80s, and the chef company catered for the Queen, like for her big functions, and I didn't turn up. I turned up. I turned up the next day.
You see?
I phoned and said sorry, and they said, well, if you can't be serious,
See you later.
come in. And that was my first experience of the real, well, don't play around with people's time.
There we go. Honestly,
I wasn't really into chefing to that much.
See, it's a passion. You just gotta find it. There's a guy that literally changed my whole perspective of the chef life. His name's Santos. He came from Brazil with like literally nothing. And, you know, he came to England, and Jamie Oliver, they became like really, really good friends, and he worked with him for his whole life. He's now like, I think he's like 69, but he came to England when he was 20 something, and he forever, he just, you know, just stayed by Jamie's side, and he just literally changed my mind about being a chef. How you need to be. Like he said, I don't care, you know, if you want to work, you work. If you don't, he'll say F off or something. He'll say leave. He'll run the whole service by himself. Then have you in here if you're not serious, you know. So we've really been there. He has kicked us out of the kitchen because we wasn't serious, and we watched him do the whole service, 250 people by himself. You know, so literally he's a real animal.
And how did you lot take to that? Did you just stand on the sideline?
We had to stand on the sideline, and literally when service was finished, we came back in, we apologised, we told him, you know, we'll clean the kitchen, but little things like that, he realised that we realised where we had gone wrong.
What had you done that day? Why?
Well, a few of us come late. I wasn't late, I was there though, but I did burn a few things and tried to hide it.
So burning means that you're not focused.
Yes, exactly.
And trying to hide it is deception.
Yes.
And it's going to come on top because the customers can taste it, and it's reputation.
There you go. And they're going to find out about it. Especially if he finds it. So he found it. He found because basically we have to make stock. And to make stock, you need to put the bones in the oven so it could brown a bit. Okay. And I basically burnt the bones, and I hid them under I hid them under the grill, and he pulled them out, and he's like, "Who done it?" And I said, "I know, I had to admit it because I can't let the others take it." Well, I should have.
So you're learning about being a team.
Yeah, exactly.
Because you're saying your words are you couldn't let the others take the blame.
It's team.
Yeah.
It's so team. I mean, literally, I remember what you'll find about kitchens is that, you know, desserts come last, right? So desserts come last, and that means as desserts are still plating up and they're still going, grill section and starters, we're all closing down, cleaning. So as soon as you finish cleaning your section...
So, correct me if I'm wrong, the kitchen's divided up into starters,
there's stations, yeah.
Okay.
And, you know, once starters and grills are completely finished, cleaned down, everything's shining, you don't think to, like, just walk out the kitchen. You go over to pastry and you help them finish, and you all leave the kitchen as a team together. You know, there's no one man show, should we say. We are the show.
You've cooked a lot of dishes. What's your favourite dishes to cook? Favourite type of food?
So obviously I've grown up in a Caribbean household, so we cook a lot of Caribbean food, but Italian food is actually my favourite thing to cook. Actually is. Like making fresh pasta.
So you make the pasta?
Yeah, I make fresh pasta and make fresh sauce is important.
Okay, that's interesting. I worked on a Italian ship for quite some time, and they have pasta for every meal.
Yeah.
And I'm not a big...
Carb loader.
I like pasta, but I think pasta is something I may have once every 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Because this is heavy on carbs, and they have it every meal.
They do.
Breakfast, lunch, dinner.
Very early.
Did you know you can get sweet pasta food, desserts?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. It's like the Russians. They have potatoes for every meal. Potato starters, potato main, potato desserts. And then I could go on to the Filipinos with fish and Indians with curry. Yeah. But still. So you've been a perfect guest.
Thank you. I've been too bad host.
Last, yeah, it is. They're still from school.
Yeah.
The last question I will ask you is, what's the impact you want to have on the world?
The impact I want to have on the world. Good question. I think is so people can know me. I want them to know me, so that my character can just travel, if you know what I mean. So I want to, however I am as a person, I want to put that onto someone else so they can see where I'll come from and where I'm going and what's the next route to take.
Okay. That's good. That's nice. So apart from that, we wish you well. One last question. I did ask, if somebody wants to get into the chefing industry,
yes,
what's the best route for them to take?
Best thing for them to do, college first. So get your MVQ in health and safety and food safety, and look for apprenticeships. Okay, I know everyone's probably thinking it's rubbish money, but it is really all about the experience. It really is. So you can grow. And loads of voluntary jobs. Do as much as you can. I've worked in a lot of hotels where I've slept out on those fold out things, those army things. So yeah, go there definitely.
So put in the work to get where you want to.
Oh yeah, of course. Okay. Nothing's free, right?
That's very old school. That's good though. No school like the old school and stuff. So you don't actually need a degree?
No, I don't think you do, to be honest, because I've had a few people who I know who've just gone into hotels and, put as much work as possible into these hotels free, for free. They're not getting paid, but the experience, that's how they're getting paid,
When you think of it, you get yourself an indentured servitude, you earn £27,000 by the end of the time you do your degree.
Yeah.
Or you can work for free, not get in debt, and learn
the experience, of course. Because later on, you're only going to make loads of money. Like being a commie chef, being a apprentice. You're not making loads of money. Let's just be honest. But later on, honestly,
what's the future hold for you now?
I don't know. I would just like to see myself with a few businesses, to be honest. I would like to grow my business, which is AP Caters.
Do you want to spit? So go on.
Yeah, so my Instagram as well is ap.caters. So that's ap.caters on Instagram. And
not being patronising, I love the young people because they automatically know how to read out their social media handle for publicity. The older people, you've got to say, do you want to spell that, please?
Yeah, well,
they say it.
I've helped. I've helped, I've spelled it.
Yeah. Have you got a website as well as Instagram, or is it just all Instagram?
On the Instagram, you'll see all my links, basically, with a phone number as well, if you want to make any orders. As well.
And what kind of food do you specialise in?
We specialise in Caribbean food, but like I said, I've had a lot of training and experience in a few places. So even if you wanted Italian, sushi, Indian food, Chinese, whatever you could possibly think of, I've got it.
And do you cater for buffets?
Yes, yeah, I do.
Functions.
Loads of functions as well, especially. I will be this summer going around with my my jerk pan, going to people's houses, going to parks, because obviously COVID. So yeah.
Okay. Well, thanks a lot for that.
You're welcome. Thanks for having me.
And we wish you well. We hope you liked that interview. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe to get the latest daily episode. Ever considered investing in the continent with the fastest growing economy and population on Earth? The same continent that holds 30% of the world's known natural resources? Then listen to our sister podcast, Africa Investor Stories, where you will hear real investors with real stories from around the world share their experience of investing in Africa. We post Monday and Thursday at 10 a.m.